I thought my home was always safe. Dad. I turned from the kitchen counter. What happened, Lily? My 12-year-old daughter stood in the doorway, twisting her pajama sleeve. Can you promise me something? That depends. Promise you won't tell Mom I talked to you. My smile faded. Why would you need to hide something from your mother? I can't explain yet. Lily, you're scaring me. I know. I walked closer and lowered my voice. Did someone hurt you? No. Did Mom hurt you? No, Dad. It's not like that. Then tell me what this is about. I need you to promise first. I looked into her frightened eyes. Okay, I promise I won't tell Claire until I understand what happened. I watched her finally breathe out. Mom's been going somewhere at night. Where? Upstairs. Her office. No, behind the closet. I frowned. Behind which closet? Her bedroom closet. There isn't a room behind that closet. There is. How do you know? I followed her. My stomach tightened. When? 3 nights ago. Why didn't you tell me? Because Mom told me never to go near it. What did you see? She opened something behind the clothes. A door. I watched Lily nod. I stared at her. Are you sure? Yes. What happened after she went inside? I waited. For how long? Almost 20 minutes. Then, I saw Claire come out carrying a box. What kind of box? Old. Brown. Like something from an attic. I rubbed my forehead. Maybe there's a storage space. Dad, our house doesn't have a hidden room. Did you see inside? No. Then how do you know it matters? Because Mom cried when she came out. That stopped me. Your mother was crying. Yes. Did she see you? I don't think so. I wanted to dismiss it, but Lily's voice made that impossible. Show me where. Not now. Why? Because Mom is downstairs. I glanced toward the hallway. Then we'll wait. No, there's something else. What? I found this. I watched Lily pull a photograph from her school bag and place it in my hand. I stared. My house stood in the background, but it looked completely different. The roof was older, the trees were smaller, and several strangers stood on the front steps. Where did you get this? Inside Mom's desk. Why were you searching her desk? I wasn't searching. I was looking for paper for my project. What project? Family history. I turned the photograph over. My fingers went cold. Someone had written one sentence across the back. Never let Ethan find the room. I read it. Lily, did you write this? No. Did Mom? I don't know. When did you find it? Yesterday. And you kept it hidden from me until tonight. I was scared. I looked toward the stairs. Did you tell anyone? No. Not even your friends. No. Good. Lily frowned. Why? Because I don't know who wrote this. Are you angry with Mom? I don't know what I feel yet. Do you believe me? I knelt beside her. Yes. I saw tears fill her eyes. Then please don't fight with her. I won't. Promise. I promise. I waited until Claire disappeared before speaking again. Lily, listen carefully. Okay. If you see that door open, don't go inside alone. Why? Because I don't know what's waiting there. Do you think someone is hiding? I don't know. Could Mom be in danger? That is what worries me. Lily hugged me tightly. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I won't either. What if Mom gets angry? Then I'll handle it. What if the person who wrote the message comes back? I looked at the locked hallway. Then we'll be ready. Dad. Yes. Please don't stop believing me. I never will. I held her, knowing that promise might soon change our family. A soft sound came from the hallway. I stood immediately. Dad. Stay here. I stepped toward the doorway and saw Claire walking down the stairs. I saw Claire smile when she saw me. Why are you both awake? I slipped the photograph behind my back. Lily couldn't sleep. Claire looked at our daughter. Again. I watched her carefully. Long day, I said. I watched Claire walk closer. Is something wrong? No. I felt her touch my arm. You look worried. I was thinking about the house. I noticed Claire's expression change for only a second. The house. Yay. It's strange how old it is. I watch Claire pull her hand away. It's late, Ethan. I know. I felt Claire kiss my cheek. Come upstairs. I watch her walk away. Lily whispered, That's her. What? The face she makes when she's scared. I looked at the photograph again. For the first time, I wondered whether I truly knew my wife. I closed my hand around the picture. Lily. Yes. Tomorrow, I'm going to find that room. I watched Lily swallow. Are you sure? No. I looked toward the stairs. But I'm going to find out what my family has been hiding from me. I waited until Lily went upstairs before I placed the photograph on the kitchen table. Claire stopped when she saw it. Where did you get that? Lily found it. Claire picked it up, and I saw her fingers tremble. It's an old picture. I know. So why are you looking at me like that? Because someone wrote something on the back. She turned it over. Claire read it. Her face went pale. Ethan, this doesn't mean anything. It says, never let Ethan find the room. She stared at me. What room? That's what I'm asking you. There is no room. Lily says there is. Claire's eyes flashed with anger. Lily has been watching too many scary movies. She said she saw you enter it. She misunderstood. She saw you open a hidden door. Children misunderstand things. She saw you crying when you came out. Claire looked away. Why were you crying? I don't remember. You don't remember? No. I stepped closer. Claire, we've been married 14 years. I know when you're lying. Her eyes filled with tears. Then maybe you should stop asking questions you aren't ready to hear answered. What does that mean? It means this is complicated. Then explain it. I can't. Why? Because some things should stay buried. Who decided that? My family. I felt something inside me change. Your family. Claire closed her eyes. I shouldn't have said that. You already did. Please, Ethan. Tell me about the room. No. Tell me what's inside. No. Tell me why my name is on that photograph. I don't know. I shook my head. You're afraid. I'm terrified. Of me. No. Then of what? She whispered. Of what happens if you open that door. Before I could answer, she walked away. That night, I couldn't sleep. At nearly midnight, Lily quietly entered my room. Dad. I sat up. What happened? Come with me. Where? The room. I followed her upstairs. She stopped outside Claire's bedroom. Mom is asleep. How do you know? I checked. I looked at the closet. Show me. Lily pushed several dresses aside. Hey. I ran my fingers along the wooden wall. Nothing. Where is the door? Press here. I pushed a small section. Something clicked. A narrow seam appeared. I stayed at it. Lily. I told you. I moved the clothes farther aside. There was a hidden door, almost perfectly blended into the wall. Why didn't Mom tell me? I don't know. I found a tiny metal keyhole. No handle. Maybe there's another way. I leaned closer. Then I heard it. Knock. I froze. Lily grabbed my arm. Dad. Another knock came. Knock. My heart hammered. Then a third. Knock. I stepped backward. Someone is inside. Lily whispered, I told you. I placed myself between her and the door. Stay behind me. What are we going to do? I don't know. The closet door suddenly flew open. Claire stood there. Ethan. I jumped. Claire. What are you doing? I pointed toward the wall. What is behind that door? Nothing. We heard someone. You heard the house settling. 3 times. Ethan, stop. Why? Because you don't understand what you're touching. Then explain it. I can't. You said opening it would destroy our family. Her eyes filled with fear. Yes. Why? Because some truths don't stay contained. Lily stepped forward. Mom, Dad deserves to know. Claire looked at her. Lily, go to your room. No, now. I raised my hand. Don't yell at her. Claire's voice broke. You don't know what you're doing. Neither do you, apparently. I'm trying to protect you. From what? She shook her head. Please leave the closet alone. I looked at the hidden door. Is someone in there? Claire didn't answer. Claire, Still nothing. Is someone in there? Her silence was enough. Lily moved closer to me. I knew it. Claire whispered, "You were never supposed to find this." I stared at her. Who was? She looked at me with tears in her eyes. You. I felt my anger disappear, replaced by something colder. You've been hiding a room from me in my own house. Yes. And you expect me to walk away. I expect you to trust me. I did. She flinched. I trusted you until tonight. Claire lowered her head. I'm sorry. I wanted to believe her. I couldn't. I had spent 14 years believing my wife knew every part of my life, and I knew hers. Now one locked door had made that certainty feel like a lie. I couldn't pretend the fear in her eyes was nothing. I needed answers before fear chose everything. I took Lily's hand. Come on. Where are we going? Downstairs. Claire watched us leave. I didn't confront her again. Instead, I made myself a promise. I would find the truth. I would learn who built that room, why my name was connected to it, and what Claire had been protecting all these years. Whatever waited behind that door, I would face it. Because I was no longer afraid of the secret. I was afraid of what would happen if I remained ignorant. I called Marcus before breakfast, while Claire and Lily were still asleep. I need your help. That sounds serious. It is. I told him about the photograph, the door, and the 3 knocks. When I finished, he was silent. Ethan, are you sure you heard someone? I heard 3 knocks. From behind the wall. Yes. And Claire knows about the room. She admitted it exists. Marcus exhaled. Then we need to find out why. I don't want guesses. Good. Neither do I. We met at a cafe near my office. I placed the photograph between us. Marcus studied the photograph. Do you recognize anyone? No. Look at the man standing beside the woman. I've seen him before. Where? In Claire's old family album. Marcus turned the photograph over. There's a name written here. Richard Hale. I stared at the name. Who is he? I don't know. Then let's find out. Marcus searched records and archives. I waited beside him. Finally, he turned his laptop toward me. I found something. What? This house belonged to the Hale family. I leaned closer. How long ago? Almost 30 years. Who lived here? Richard Hale, his wife, Margaret, and their daughter, Emily. What happened to Emily? Marcus hesitated. She disappeared. My stomach tightened. When? 27 years ago. Was she ever found? No. I stared at the screen. That's why there was a hidden room. Maybe. What does Richard have to do with Claire? Marcus opened another record. Claire's parents were listed as family associates. Associates? They worked with Richard's company. So Claire knew this house belonged to him. Looks that way. I called Claire from the cafe. Where are you? At home. We need to talk. About what? Richard Hale. The silence on the phone lasted too long. Ethan, where did you hear that name? From an old photograph. Please come home. I asked you a question. I'll explain when you get here. I ended the call. Marcus looked at me. She knows. She knows everything. When I reached home, Claire was waiting in the living room. Where did you find that name? Answer me first. She crossed her arms. My parents knew Richard. How well? Very well. Did Richard own our house? Yes. Did you know about Emily? Claire looked down. Yes. I felt betrayed. Why didn't you tell me? Because it wasn't my story to tell. Then why hide a room in our house? Because my parents begged me to protect what was inside. What was inside? Evidence. Evidence of what? I don't know everything. You expect me to believe that. I do. Claire, a woman disappeared from this house. I know. And you still told me nothing. Her eyes filled with tears. I was trying to protect you. From a missing woman. From everything connected to her. I pulled an old newspaper clipping from my pocket. Marcus had found it in the archive. I placed it on the table. Claire read the headline and covered her mouth. You knew about this? Yes. Did Emily disappear inside this house? I don't know. Did Richard hurt her? I don't know. Then what do you know? Claire whispered. My parents believed Emily was still alive. I stared at her. After 27 years, they received messages. From her? They thought so. Where are those messages? I don't have them. Who does? Claire didn't answer. Richard? I don't know. I stepped back. You keep saying you don't know. Because I don't. Then help me find out. She looked terrified. I can't. Why? Because Richard is dangerous. Later, Lily found me in the kitchen. Dad? What is it? Can I tell you something? Always. She sat beside me. I heard Mom talking on the phone. When? Yesterday. What did she say? I couldn't hear everything. Tell me what you heard. Lily swallowed. Mom said, he found the door. My heart stopped. Are you sure? Yes. What happened next? She said, no, Ethan doesn't know about Richard. I stared at her. Then what? A man's voice answered. What did he say? Lily's eyes filled with fear. He asked, has Ethan discovered the door yet? I stood. Did your mother know you were listening? No. Did you recognize his voice? She shook her head. But it sounded angry. I looked toward the hallway. Someone knew. Someone outside our family knew about the room, the investigation, and me. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Hello. A man's voice spoke quietly. Ethan Parker. Who is this? You should stop looking for the truth. Richard. The caller laughed. You've already opened the wrong door. The line went dead. I lowered the phone. Marcus had warned me to stay careful. Claire had warned me to stop. Now a stranger had threatened me. I looked at Lily. Dad, what happened? I forced myself to stay calm. Nothing. She knew I was lying. Are we in danger? I took her hand. I don't know. What are you going to do? I looked at the photograph again, then at Lily again. I'm going to find Richard Hale. And then I'm going to find out what happened to Emily. I no longer cared whether Claire wanted me to stop. I no longer cared whether the truth destroyed the life I had built. Someone had spent years hiding the past from me. Now the past was reaching back. And this time, I was ready to answer. I found the key inside an old wooden box that had belonged to Claire's father. I called Marcus. I found something. What? A key. To the room. I think so. Don't go in alone. I already decided. Ethan, wait for me. I can't. I ended the call before he could argue. Claire was at work. Lily was upstairs doing homework. I stood outside the hidden door with the key between my fingers. I whispered, whatever is behind this door, I'm finally going to know. The lock turned. The door opened with a low groan. I stepped inside. Dust-covered shelves filled with boxes. A metal cabinet stood against the far wall. Old photographs covered a wooden desk. I picked up the first envelope. Claire Parker. My heart tightened. I opened it. Inside were medical records, letters, and photographs. One photograph showed Claire standing beside her father outside a hospital. Another showed a little girl. On the back, someone had written Emily Hale, age 8. I heard footsteps behind me. Ethan. I turned. Claire stood in the doorway. Her face went pale. You weren't supposed to find this. I wasn't supposed to find any of it. Please close the door. No. Ethan, listen to me. Why are there medical records with your name on them? They aren't about me. Then explain them. She walked closer. My father kept everything. Why? Because he was afraid. Of what? Of the truth. I held up a letter. This says you helped him hide evidence. Claire closed her eyes. Yes. You knew about this room before you married me. Yes. You lied to me. I was protecting you. You keep saying that. Because it's true. You brought me into a house containing evidence of a missing child. I didn't know everything. But you knew enough. I knew my father had done terrible things. What things? I can't tell you all of it. You have to. She looked toward the shelves. My father believed Emily's disappearance would destroy him. Did he hurt her? I don't know. Did you help him? I helped him hide the documents. My anger burned through me. Why? Because he threatened me. What did he threaten? You. I froze. Me. He said that if I spoke, he would destroy our family. He threatened me before he even knew me. He knew about you. How? I don't know. I grabbed another folder. This is my name. Claire's eyes widened. Where did you get that? It was inside. I opened the folder. My full name was written across the first page. Underneath it was a date from 29 years earlier. I stared at the page. Claire, I wasn't even old enough to remember this. I know. What does it mean? I don't know. You're lying. I swear I'm not. The final page contained a handwritten note. I read it twice. Ethan Parker is connected to the Hale family secret. My hands began shaking. Ow! Claire stepped toward me. Please don't read anything else. Why? Because I don't want you to discover something you can't undo. You already destroyed that choice. She began crying. My father told me that your family was connected to ours long before we met. What family? Your mother's. My mother. Yes. I stared at her. You knew my mother was involved. I knew her name appeared in my father's records. Why didn't you tell me? Because I was afraid. Afraid of what? That you would leave me. I laughed bitterly. You thought silence would save our marriage. I thought I could keep you safe. You kept me ignorant. I know. You let me sleep beside you while this room stayed locked. I know. You watched me raise Lily while you carried this secret. I know. A small voice came from the hallway. Mom. We both turned. Lily stood there. Her eyes moved from Claire to the documents in my hands. Dad, what's happening? I walked toward her. Lily, go upstairs. No, please. I heard you. Claire wiped her tears. Lily, this isn't your fault. But I found the photograph. You didn't cause this. I told Dad. And you did the right thing. Lily looked at me. Are we in danger? I wanted to say no. I couldn't. I don't know yet. Her face changed. I shouldn't have told you. I knelt beside her. Never say that. But now you're fighting with Mom. This isn't because of you. Then why? I looked at Claire. Because adults kept secrets for too long. Claire whispered, Ethan, please. I stood. No more. She looked at me. What are you going to do? I'm going to find out why my name was in your father's records. And if the truth hurts, then I'll face it. I picked up the final document. At the bottom was another name. My mother's. Beside it was one sentence. Margaret Parker knew what happened to Emily Hale. I stayed at the words until they blurred. My mother knew. Claire stepped closer. Ethan. I shook my head. No, don't explain. Please. I need the truth. Lily quietly took my hand. I squeezed it. For the first time, I understood that the locked room had never been the real danger. The real danger was what the room connected to. My wife. My parents. My childhood. And somehow, me. A secret older than my marriage was waiting to reveal who I really was. I sat across from Lily at the kitchen table, trying to keep my voice calm. You said you know more about Mom. Lily nodded. I do. Then tell me everything. She looked down at her hands. I was doing my history project. I wanted to learn about our house and our family. What did you find? Old files. Mom kept some in a box. Did you open it? Yes. What was inside? Letters, names, dates, and Richard Hale. My chest tightened. Go on. I saw Mom's name many times. Some letters said she had to protect someone. Who? I don't know. You should have told me. I was scared. You're 12, Lily. You shouldn't have carried this alone. She started crying. I thought telling you would make everything worse. I reached across the table. You never have to protect adults from the truth. She wiped her eyes. I saw Mom with Richard. When? 3 weeks ago. Where? Near the old warehouse. Why were you there? I followed her. Lily. I know it was wrong. You could have been hurt. I know. What happened? Mom was arguing with Richard. What did you hear? He said, you promised to follow my instructions. My stomach turned. What else? Mom said she couldn't do it anymore. Did Richard threaten her? Yes. With what? He said he'd expose the family crime. I stood. What crime? I don't know. I called Marcus immediately. I need you to investigate Richard Hale. What happened? Lily saw him threatening Claire. Marcus went quiet. Where? An abandoned warehouse. Send me the address. After he left, I returned to Claire. You need to tell me the truth. She looked exhausted. I will. Did Richard threaten you? Yes. With the old family crime? Yes. What crime? I don't know the whole story. You expect me to believe that? I know how it sounds. You have been hiding this for years. I was afraid. You were afraid of Richard? Yes. Then why didn't you come to me? Because he said he'd destroy you. How? He said he'd expose everything and make you look responsible. For something I never did. He said he had documents. I stared at her. Did you believe him? For years. Why? Because he showed me proof. What kind? Letters, reports, photographs. Where are they? Richard kept them. I shook my head. Then we need to question every piece of evidence. That evening Marcus returned with a folder. Richard has been manipulating Claire. How do you know? I found financial records. What do they prove? Richard paid someone to alter old documents. Claire stared at him. That's impossible. Marcus placed copies on the table. Look at the dates. I studied them. The alterations happened years ago. Exactly. Claire whispered. Then Richard lied. Probably. About everything. Maybe not everything, Marcus said, but enough to control you. I turned toward Claire. How long have you been afraid of him? Since I was 20. 20 years. Yes. And you never told me. I thought silence was protecting you. It wasn't. I know that now. Lily stepped closer. Mom. Claire looked at her. I'm sorry. Lily's voice trembled. I thought you were protecting our family. I thought I was. Are you still going to hide things? Claire shook her head. No. I looked at my daughter. You did something brave today. I was scared. Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. She hugged me. I don't want secrets anymore. Neither do I. Marcus pointed to another page. There is one more problem. What? This document contradicts Richard's entire story. Claire frowned. How? The original report says Emily Hale disappeared before the alleged crime Richard blamed on your family. I felt the room go silent. That means the story couldn't be true. Correct, Marcus said. Claire covered her mouth. He made me believe my family was guilty. And used that fear to control you, I said. She looked at me. I am sorry. I believe she meant it. But forgiveness would have to wait. From now on, no more secrets. Claire nodded. No more. Lily squeezed my hand. For the first time since this nightmare began, I felt something stronger than fear. I felt clarity. Richard had built his power on a lie. Now I knew exactly what I had to do. I would uncover every truth he had buried, not only for myself, but for Lily and for the wife who had finally found the courage to stop running. Marcus lowered his voice. There's another name in the payment records. Whose? Thomas Reed. Who is he? A former investigator hired by Richard. Claire looked shocked. I remember that name. What did he do? He came to my father's office once. Why? He claimed he was searching for Emily. Marcus nodded. That was probably the beginning of the manipulation. So Richard created a story, then hired people to make it believable. That is what the evidence suggests. Claire sat down. I spent half my life believing I was protecting everyone. You were protecting Richard's lie, I said. She looked at me through tears. I know, Lily whispered. Can we be a normal family? I looked at her. We can try. She smiled. But first, we find the truth. And Richard? I looked toward the window. Richard doesn't get to control us anymore. Claire nodded without fear. Then let's end this. I met Richard outside the abandoned warehouse. Marcus waited, but I wanted to face Richard myself. You wanted the documents, I said. Richard smiled. I wanted to see whether you understood what your family was hiding. I understand enough. No, Ethan. You understand almost nothing. I held up the folder. Then explain it. Richard stepped closer. That hidden room was never built to hide Emily. It was built to protect evidence. Evidence of what? A crime. Whose crime? Both our families. My chest tightened. My family. Your father knew. I stared at him. You're lying. Your father helped preserve the evidence. Why would he hide something from me? Because he was trying to protect you. I remembered my father's final years, his sudden silences, the locked drawers I had never questioned. What did my father know? Richard looked toward the warehouse. He knew what happened decades ago. Tell me. Someone used your family's business to move stolen money and illegal records. My family became involved. People were threatened. One person disappeared. Emily. Richard nodded. Then why blame Claire? Because Claire discovered the evidence and refused to destroy it. I looked at him carefully. She didn't destroy it because she knew it was true. She was supposed to burn everything. But she didn't. No. She betrayed her family. I felt anger rising. You manipulated her. I gave her a choice. You gave her fear. Richard's expression hardened. Hand me the documents. No, Ethan. You have no idea what will happen if those papers become public. Maybe the truth should become public. You'll destroy your father's name. My father's name isn't more important than the truth. Richard grabbed my arm. Give me the folder. I pulled away. Don't touch me. You think you're protecting Claire. I am protecting my family. A voice came from behind me. Is not alone. I turned. Marcus walked toward us carrying a folder. Richard froze. You. Marcus smiled. I made copies. Richard stared at him. How many? Enough. Where are they? Already with a lawyer. Richard's face changed. You had no right. Marcus laughed. You lost that right when you started threatening people. Richard looked at me. You don't understand what you're doing. I understand perfectly. You'll expose your father. If he protected evidence instead of destroying it, then maybe he knew the truth mattered more than his reputation. Richard stepped back. You're making a mistake. No, I made my mistake years ago. What mistake? Trusting people who demanded silence. Richard's voice became colder. Claire will suffer when this comes out. Claire's voice came from behind me. I'm not afraid anymore. I turned. She stood beside Lily. Claire, why did you bring Lily here? She heard us talking. Lily looked frightened. Dad, I wanted to know what was happening. I walked toward her. You shouldn't be here. I know. Claire took her hand, but I couldn't hide anymore. Richard stared at Claire. You're choosing them over your family. Claire answered quietly. I am choosing the truth. You know what happens if you speak. Yes. You'll lose everything. Claire shook her head. I already lost years because I believed you. Richard stepped toward her. You promised your father. My father is gone. And his promise remains. Claire looked at him. No. Your control ends tonight, today. I felt something change inside me. For months, I had questioned Claire, watched her, doubted every word she spoke. Now she was standing beside me. Not because I demanded it, because she chose to fight. Richard reached for the folder again. Marcus blocked him. Don't. Richard glared. You think a few copies can stop me? No, Marcus said. The evidence can. Richard looked at me. Your father was not the hero you think he was. Maybe not. He made terrible choices. I know. He helped hide a crime. Then I'll uncover it. Richard shook his head. You'll regret this. I stepped closer. I regret believing fear was stronger than truth. He stared at me. You have no idea what is waiting inside those documents. Then I'll read every page. Marcus handed me the folder. Your father left something else. What? A letter. My hands tightened around the envelope. Where did you get it? It was attached to the evidence. I looked at Claire. She whispered, Open it. I broke the seal. The first line made my breath stop. Ethan, if you are reading this, I failed to protect you by keeping silent. I looked at Richard. For the first time, he looked afraid. Lily moved closer. What does it say? I swallowed. My father knew this day would come. Richard turned away. I called after him. Where are you going? He stopped. You have your evidence. No. I held up the letter. I have the truth now. Richard walked away without answering. I watched him disappear into the darkness. Claire touched my arm. Are you okay? No. She nodded. But you're not running. I can't. Why? I looked at Lily, then at the folder in my hands. Because my father spent his final years protecting me. And now? Now it's my turn to protect my family. Lily hugged me. Claire joined us. For the first time, I didn't feel like a husband investigating my wife. I felt like a father protecting my daughter. And I knew the next chapter of our lives would begin with the truth my father had died trying to preserve. I sat in the lawyer's office while the final documents were spread across the table. Marcus looked at me. Are you ready? No, you don't have to be. Yes, I do. Claire sat beside me, holding Lily's hand. The lawyer opened a folder. Richard's lawyer has withdrawn several claims. Why? I asked. Because the evidence against him is overwhelming. Claire lowered her eyes. I looked at the documents. What did he do? The lawyer answered. He altered records, threatened witnesses, paid people to change statements, and used your family's fear to control them. I felt my jaw tighten. And my father? He preserved the original evidence. Why? Because he believed Richard would destroy anyone who exposed him. I remembered my father sitting alone during his final years. I thought he was hiding something from me. He was trying to protect you. Claire whispered, I should have told you. I looked at her. Yes. I was afraid. I know. No, Ethan. You don't know how afraid I was. Then tell me. She took a breath. Richard told me that if I spoke, he would destroy you. He showed me forged documents. He made me believe my father had committed crimes that could ruin you too. And you believed him. For years. You could have trusted me. I should have. Her voice broke. I should have told you the first night I realized something was wrong. I stared at the floor. You let me believe I was imagining everything. I know. You let Lily carry the secret. Claire began crying. That is what I regret most. Lily spoke quietly. I don't want to talk about secrets anymore. I turned toward her. What do you want? I want us to be honest. Claire wiped her tears. You're right. Lily looked at me. Dad, I don't want our family to become the way it was before. I felt those words deeply. I don't either. Can we still be a family? I looked at Claire, then at Lily. Yes. Claire whispered, if you'll let me. I didn't answer immediately. Forgiving Claire did not mean forgetting what happened. It did not mean pretending my trust had never been broken. It meant deciding whether I wanted the betrayal to control the rest of my life. The lawyer interrupted. Richard has been formally charged. I looked up. With everything. With enough evidence to hold him accountable. Marcus nodded. He can't threaten anyone now. I breathed slowly. For months, I had imagined this moment. I thought victory would feel powerful. Instead, it felt quiet. Claire reached for my hand, then stopped. I won't ask you to trust me today. Good. I'll earn it. I looked at her. That is the only way. She nodded. I understand. Lily smiled faintly. I think that's fair. I almost laughed. You've become very wise. I had a lot of practice. That broke something inside me. I pulled her into my arms. You should never have needed that practice. She hugged me tightly. I know. Later that night, I stood outside my old house. The hidden room was still there, but it no longer felt powerful. It was only a room. The truth had finally escaped it. Claire joined me. Are you thinking about your father? Yes. What would you tell him? I tell him I finally understand. She stood beside me. And me? I looked at her. I don't know yet. She nodded. That is fair. I don't hate you. Her eyes filled with tears. But I'm still hurt. I know. And rebuilding this won't happen overnight. I know. I need honesty from now on. You'll have it. I looked toward the doorway. Then maybe we can begin. Claire smiled through her tears. Begin what? Something better than what we had. She took my hand. I'd like that. Behind us, Lily called, Dad. I turned. What? Dinner. I smiled. Coming. She laughed. Claire squeezed my hand. For the first time in months, I walked toward my family without fear. Richard had taken years from us. He had filled our lives with silence, suspicion, and fear. But he could not decide what came next. I could. Claire could. Lily could. And together, we chose truth. I knew forgiveness would take time. I knew trust would take even longer. But I also knew something I had forgotten during the worst nights. A family is not protected by secrets. It is protected by courage. That night, I closed the door to the hidden room. Then I locked it, not because I feared what was inside, because I no longer needed it. The truth was finally outside. And for the first time, so was I. I stopped before entering the kitchen and looked back. I remembered Lily's warning, the photograph, the locked door, and every lie that followed. None of those moments could be erased. But they taught me to listen. They taught Lily that truth should never become a child's burden. They taught Claire that fear cannot build a lasting home. I opened the door and stepped inside. For once, everyone was together at last again. 1 year changed my home. The locked room no longer frightened me. Claire and I had rebuilt our marriage slowly, one honest conversation at a time. There were no more hidden boxes, calls, or questions between us. One evening, Lily sat beside me on the back porch. Dad. Yeah. Can I ask you something? Anything. Do you regret opening that room? I looked at her. I regret the fear. She waited. I regret the nights you couldn't sleep. I regret the pain your mother and I caused each other. I regret that you carried a secret that never belonged on your shoulders. But opening it, I don't regret listening to you. She smiled faintly. I was so scared. I know. I thought telling you would destroy our family. I took her hand. You were 12. You shouldn't have had to make that choice. I didn't know what else to do. You did the right thing. She looked toward the house. Mom is happier now. So am I. She still gets scared sometimes. I know. But she tells you now. She does. Lily smiled. That means you trust her again. I trust her because she stopped asking me to trust blindly. She nodded. That makes sense. Trust isn't pretending nothing happened, Lily. Then what is it? Giving someone the chance to prove they can be honest. Even after they hurt you. Sometimes. Do you forgive Mom? Yes. Completely. I thought before answering. I forgive her. Rebuilding trust took longer. Lily leaned against my shoulder. I'm glad. Why? Because I don't want to choose between you. My heart tightened. You never have to. She smiled. Good. Lily looked at me. Is Richard still going to court? Yes. Are you angry at him? Sometimes. Do you want him punished? I considered the question. I want him held responsible. Is that different? Yes. How? Revenge is about making someone hurt because you hurt. Justice is about making sure they cannot hurt people again. Lily thought about that. I like justice better. So do I. She smiled. Then she became quiet. Dad. What? Was I the reason everything changed? I turned toward her. You were the reason I started asking questions. I thought I made everything worse. You didn't. But Mom cried. So did I. And you two almost separated. Yes. Lily looked down. I thought I broke our family. I gently lifted her chin. Listen to me. You didn't break our family. She blinked. The lies almost broke us. And the truth? The truth gave us a chance. She hugged me. I held her tightly. I needed you to tell me. I was afraid. Courage doesn't mean being fearless. What does it mean? Doing the right thing while you're afraid. She smiled against my shoulder. Then I was brave. You were. Really brave. The bravest person in this family. She laughed. Even braver than you. Much braver. Mom would agree. She probably would. The back door opened. Claire stepped outside. Am I missing something? Dad says I'm the bravest person in the family. Claire smiled. He's right. Lily grinned. See? Claire sat beside us. I heard everything. I looked at her. Everything. Enough. Lily asked. Mom, do you regret the secrets? Claire's smile faded. I regret every secret that made you afraid. Would you do it differently? Yes. How? I would trust your father sooner. I reached for Claire's hand. She squeezed mine. Lily looked between us. Then we're okay. I answered first. We're healing. Claire nodded. Together. Lily smiled. I looked at my daughter and understood what the past year had taught me. The secret did not destroy us. The lies nearly did. The truth hurt deeply. It forced me to question my marriage, my memories, and the people I trusted most. But it also gave me something I had almost lost. The chance to become the father Lily needed. I had once believed protecting my family meant keeping danger outside the door. Now I understood that sometimes protection meant opening the door, facing the truth, and listening when someone was brave enough to speak. Lily had opened that door for me. She had saved our family, not by solving every mystery, not by defeating Richard. She saved us by telling me what she knew when fear told her to stay silent. I kissed her forehead. Thank you. For what? For trusting me. She smiled. Thank you for listening. Claire leaned closer. And thank you for giving us another chance. I looked at both of them. I almost lost everything because I thought silence meant safety. And now? Claire asked. Now I know honesty is what keeps a family together. The evening settled around us. No locked doors. No hidden documents. No whispers behind walls. Just my wife, my daughter, and me. For the first time, I didn't need to investigate anything. I simply listened to their laughter. And I knew my greatest victory had never been exposing Richard. It was becoming the father Lily needed when she found the courage to tell me the truth. She hadn't destroyed our family. She had saved it.